was shot today? Charlie Kirk was shot dead today. Charlie Kirk was shot. Charlie Kirk was shot. Hey, did you know that Charlie Kirk was shot today? Charlie.
Hi, Donald. Thought I would check in after, today's activities. Charlie Kirk? I mean, he himself said a couple of deaths here and there aren't so bad to keep our Second Amendment right. And then later, another school shooting. Another one. Hey, by the way, I'm wearing a shirt just for you. So I thought maybe you should think about gun violence. I bet if you ask Charlie now if he thought a few deaths so that everybody got to keep their Second Amendment rights was okay by him, I think he'd probably say, as long as it wasn't me. Guess he shouldn't have manifested that shit. He definitely manifested it. So, Donald, about that gun violence. How many times have I made a TikTok after a violent gun shooting? I know there have been at least a few, Donald. Yeah, at least a few. I wonder if he was just born a criminal and that's why he shot. That's why he shot Charlie Kirk.
Americans, about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders. Okay, Americans, about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about half of all prisoners are black. Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. Blacks commit more crimes.
Okay, so the conservatives who are saying nobody should get shot for their beliefs, we can see that you're scared of people coming for you because of your beliefs. I'm so sorry. The shit you guys push and endorse kills people, ruins people's lives. This is the result of the shit you say. I don't give a fuck what people do to you because of the shitty stuff that you say, believe, and push. If you don't like it, that's tough. I don't give a fuck. We can tell you're scared. And you know what? You should be.
It's going to disappoint a lot of you, but Charlie Kirk was shot, and that may not be the part that disappoints you, but what is going to disappoint you is my response, which is that I don't want him to be shot. I don't want anybody to be a victim of gun violence, whether I totally agree with them, they're kids in school, or they're people like Charlie Kirk. And I think that a lot more of us feel that way than some people on the right would like that to be, because wanting gun reform is actually pretty simple and pretty straightforward. It's wanting everybody to not be a victim of gun violence. Okay, thank you.
No, because it's actually sick. It's actually sick to turn on the mainstream news coverage of Charlie Kirk. It's sick. You hold firm. You hold firm to what you know about that man, okay? Because the gaslighting has already begun and it is in full swing, the revisionist history of his character and who he was and what he advocated for and what he stood for.
I received multiple death threats today for stating that Charlie Kirk died. I didn't share an opinion on the subject. All I said was he died. In fact, I said I'm not going to say anything else about it. They thought a reasonable response to me stating a fact about something that happened with no opinion attached was to threaten my life. They say we should care because he has kids. I have kids. You've heard my son throughout this video. He's on the floor right in front of me playing with a duck. They don't care about the kids. They care because he's MAGA. I didn't say I was happy it happened, but they're having a mental breakdown in the comment section over me stating that he died.
Charlie Kirk is dead, and while I do think he's caused immense harm with his political involvement, his assassination does genuinely worry me for 3 reasons. Number one, Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump are very close, and to see his 31-year-old sort of sidekick protege assassinated has got to be one of the most insane things to happen. Second reason is that I'm worried this is going to spark a wave of retaliation. As an activist on the left in Chicago, I do worry about myself or some of the people that I've worked with being targeted. And the third thing is that in the midst of all of this political turmoil, many experts have warned about the rising possibility of a conflict. I doubt that they're going to be like, oh shoot, maybe we shouldn't go down the far right pipeline anymore. I think they're going to double down, and this does genuinely scare me. I think that he said a lot of stupid shit, but assassinating him is different from assassinating Brian Thompson, who had a huge role in a lot of people's deaths. And with tensions already so high, this is definitely going to set off a lot of backlash and cause even further division. It concerns me the number of people cheering on this act of political violence, because what if it's somebody on the left next? It very well could be.
Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck in front of his wife, his 3-year-old, and his 1-year-old in broad daylight on a college campus today because that person didn't agree with his political beliefs. That's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing now. We're shooting people in the neck in front of their loved ones because we disagree with their political beliefs. To anyone celebrating this, shame on you. Shame on you. I don't give a fuck what your political beliefs are. You took a son. You took a husband in front of his wife. You took a father who will now never walk his daughter down the aisle, will never see his daughter or his son graduate, will never see them get their driver's license, will never see Christmas again, their birthdays, their wedding anniversaries. You took that because you disagreed with his political beliefs. This is not a gun problem, and you may disagree with me, but it's not. This is a mental health problem. There are plenty of people in this country that own firearms that, because they are mentally stable, are not walking around shooting people in broad daylight, shooting through the windows of schools and killing children, walking into schools and killing children. If this right here doesn't show you the state of the mental health in this country, if it doesn't show you the state of certain political parties in this country, I don't know what will. I'm not even going to say thoughts and prayers because I hope his wife finds healing somehow. I hope his children find healing somehow. That's all I have to say.
I don't feel bad that Charlie Kirk died. I feel bad that his life was taken. Do you agree or disagree? Somebody just commented that on my last video, and it really reminded me of a comment I saw on a post on Twitter. This is the same post where I learned that Charlie Kirk died from his gun wound and that the injuries were fatal. This commenter said, Charlie Kirk died for exactly what he believed in. I had to sit back and think about that because it is true. Charlie Kirk advocated for the gun laws that ultimately led to his demise. And I think this leads into a larger conversation about being very cognizant and empathetic when you are forming your political and social opinions. Because seeing that Newsweek article with the headline, Charlie Kirk says gun deaths are unfortunately worth it to keep the Second Amendment, but then seeing him die by a gun death in an open carry state is him being forcibly placed into somebody else's shoes, and they eventually became his own. In any scenario where he's talking about gun deaths, gun violence, the Second Amendment, it is a very clear lack of empathy. And pause. Didn't he say that empathy was a weakness? I'm pretty sure he said empathy was a weakness. So I feel like we can see the same parallel in situations where we're talking about immigration, where we're talking about racism, where we're talking about police brutality, where we can very confidently speak on issues with the person being affected by that issue as an other until we are forcibly put into their shoes and then we don't like it. And hopefully nobody has to be put into the other person's shoes because none of those situations are good, positive, or desirable. But this is just a reminder to mind what you say, to mind what you think, and to shape your perspective around somebody else's experience other than just your own. Because ultimately, it will make a difference for not just you, but the people around you, your community, and the world at large. Again, thoughts and prayers to Charlie Kirk's family. This is a very unfortunate situation, very tragic, shouldn't have happened. I condemn the violence, but this is something important to talk about.
The amount of leftists that are happy that Charlie Kirk passed away is insane. Look, I'm not even a big Charlie Kirk fan, but I'm like, yo, this is still like a father. Before anything else, this is a father. And you guys are happy that he's dead. Why? Because he debated college students, because he said some things that triggered you. Now you guys are happy that he's dead, and like you have children that are going to grow up without a father. How can you guys be so against gun violence, but then the minute somebody you don't like is assassinated by a gun, then you guys want to cheer that? Like, this is so inhumane. I want to get back to when we could agree to disagree on politics. Like, you don't even have to think somebody's a good person, but to say that they deserve to die, he didn't hurt anybody. So, I don't know. I think a lot of you guys are laughing about this shit.
Charlie Kirk has spent his career fomenting hatred. He has caused an increase to racism, bigotry, homophobia, transphobia, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, and hatred of every kind. He does not deserve your sympathy. He has done nothing to earn your respect. I don't condone violence of any kind, but let's be clear about what's just happened, because if you aren't prepared, you will be one of the victims. This was the shelling of Fort Sumter. It was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. It was the start of what is going to go down in history as the Second American Civil War. It began actually in Charlottesville, but this is going to be the starting pistol that everyone talks about. You need to be prepared, because they are going to use this to attack every single right you hold dearly. They are going to use this to attack every single belief you hold dearly. They are going to use this. Do not let them. Do not let them turn this into an attack on your fundamental rights and freedoms. Stand up. Now is the time to stand up.
This literally just happened, so excuse me for not having the most intelligent or thought out response, but Charlie Kirk was just shot less than an hour ago while he was hosting a debate on a college campus. And I've seen a lot of smarmy leftist Twitter people making bits about it. And I just feel like that's really wrong. I feel like that's really despicable, to be honest with you. I'm a leftist, ardently so. I feel and believe a lot of the things that a lot of these people also feel and believe with the same level of vigor. But we cannot get to the point where we're celebrating some dude being shot like an animal. Okay? It's not chill. It's not based. Charlie Kirk doesn't hold any power. Okay? He's a mouthpiece. Charlie Kirk isn't a politician. He's not a billionaire. He's not a CEO. He's just some dumb idiot goofball that just got shot. Shot. This guy's got a family and he just got shot in the neck. And people are celebrating this. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is just some guy. In what world is this chill? In what world is this the world we want to live in? Where, this guy said some stuff that I disagree with. Me, John, a guy, disagrees with. Let's shoot him. Hey, you shouldn't have said some stuff that I disagree with. Now you're shot in the neck. What? What are you talking about? I don't know, bro. It just bums me out. It just bums me out. And I don't think it's chill. I don't think it's based that Charlie Kirk got shot. It's not cool.
What's up YouTube, my name is Happiness and welcome to my channel. So yes, I just saw the news. Actually, I saw the video of Charlie Kirk getting shot, and wow guys, I don't want to lie to you, it was so traumatizing. But despite that guys, in terms of that, the guy, he died for what he believed in, because he was also passionate about the thing of debating at schools, and imagine that he got shot at a school, at the university, in front of all these students. It is so sad, and I feel sad for his family, his 2 daughters and his wife, and I hope that her wife gets closure, but nobody deserves to die in that way. Imagine dying in front of national TV like that. May his soul rest in peace, guys, because no man deserves to die like that. But despite that, guys, please comment below on your thoughts in terms of what you feel about Charlie Kirk and what impact he had on your life and impact he had on society. But despite that, guys, thank you for watching this channel. Please like and subscribe, and let's meet up to the next video, and peace out.